Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, music would play and 30 knew would whirl.
Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come.
And Craig, we have Jim Levitt here, ready to get the second half going. Down by 4. What do you need to do to? I know you talk about finishing strong. What do you have to do to get back in this?
Well, you know, Oregon's a good football team. We're about the position I thought we might be in. You know, we gave Stewart the long run there, and that's the only difference right now. We got to slow him down. If he hits a number of plays like that, then we'll have problems. But I think we're playing good. Need to protect the football and just finish these 30 minutes, play well.
Thanks, Jim.
Okay, thank you.
We look at the first half stats brought to you by Brute and the rushing yards. Of course, Oregon with 205 yards, 142 of those coming off the feet of Stewart.
Jonathan Stewart's been the key without a doubt. 279 yards total. He's got probably close to 200 of their yards rushing. On the other side of the coin, you look at South Florida, only 26 yards running the football. About 22 of them came on the big run by Matt Grothe. So South Florida has got to find a way to get their running game.
In that first half, we saw 18 penalties thrown. That ties the Sun Bowl record.
You don't get to be a top football team with that kind of decision-making on the field. The penalties, they will come back and haunt you all the time. I expect to get control of that this second half by both teams.
Third quarter underway, and the Bulls will start at their own 20-yard line.
I can tell you right now, there are emotions flying, and I think it's because both teams understand, the players and the coaches understand how vitally important it is to end your season on a positive note.
So Grothe will start this drive at the 20-yard line. Quick throw near sideline, little pitch and catch. Amari Jackson leans out. A good gain on first down. You look at what the South Florida Bulls did in that first half. Grothe, 13 of 25, 168 yards.
They've got to make a couple big plays in the passing game, and Mitchell's the one to do it.
Grothe will tuck and run the football. First down. Now 10 carries for 33 yards from the shotgun. Good protection. Rifles it up and over the middle. Oh, big hit.
Son of former NFL cornerback Gilbert. He times this thing perfectly. I think Taurus Johnson felt like he was wide open, didn't have anything to worry about.
That brings up second down at 10. The Ducks show blitz. They pull back. Grothe throws it out to the flat. It's caught as Benjamin Williams slides to the 35-yard line.
But he's low to the ground. You got to wrap up on him to get him down.
Grothe, third down and 8. Out of the pocket. Throws it off his back foot, up top, incomplete. Alvarado back to punt for the 4th time. Great hang time. And a fair catch at the 17-yard line. And a fair catch, 13:02 to play. And Steve Berline, who was the last defensive lineman to be named MVP of the Sun Bowl. That's today's Aflac trivia question. Think about it. We'll have the answer a little bit later on. Oregon with the football and the lead. Early minutes here of the third quarter. Handoff and the quick cut back. Stewart driving, stacked up at the 20-yard line.
Shut it down. They're going to pay the price all day.
Now Stewart over 10 yards a carry thanks to that 71-yard touchdown in the first half. Roper goes up top and triple coverage and overthrew Jason Williams. Now you look at the Ducks uniforms. Have you noticed throughout the season they have worn a different uniform combination every ball game? How about this? Jersey and pants, they come in black, green, white, or yellow, and you have a pick of helmets, green, white, or yellow. Different combination every time they hit the football field. You're not a fashion guy, are you?
No, just give me the pads and the ball. I'm ready to roll.
Roper throws. Nice pass.
That is a pretty darn good cornerback in Mike Jenkins. In fact, as I said, Mel Kiper rates him the #1 pro prospect at the corner position.
Oregon going a little hurry-up offense. Stewart runs by Roper, takes that handoff, and he has kept his cool thus far, making his first collegiate start here at the Sun Bowl in El Paso. Especially when you have Jonathan Stewart, you kind of have that calming feeling, don't you?
If you can shut him down on first and second down, keep him in a 3rd and long situation, you've got the advantage as a defense.
And that's the talented quarterback, Dennis Dixon, the Pac-10 Player of the Year, injured back in mid-November. Calling plays for Roper on the sideline, and the big fella out, stumbling at the 40, and reaches to the 45-yard line.
Well, Mike Bellotti told us, hey, he's not Dennis Dixon, but this kid is a pretty darn good athlete. He can run the ball. He's not going to try and run over anybody or fool anybody. But look, he knew where he had to get for that first down. He made a few guys miss and made the extra yard. Hard to get a hold of him.
Oh, the quick hitter. Jonathan Stewart rumbling to the 20. And pushed out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
Watch again the seam. Now, for the most part, the first few plays of this half, there was not that seam. But right there, Jonathan Stewart is too good.
186 on the afternoon. And 9 100-yard rushing games this season.
But you got to give credit to the Oregon staff, the offensive staff, for making the adjustments that they've made to their running game. Something obviously is catching South Florida off guard.
Roper, shotgun, pumps near side, drops it up over the middle, and complete.
Watch him take the pump fake, pumps it to the left side, draws the safety and the coverage just the way he wanted to, and Jason Williams is not going to get, he knows that you just don't get that open. It doesn't happen that way. When you get those chances, you got to hit.
Roper rolls out, slingshots it, touchdown Williams! Well, the Ducks will go for 2, or now 1. They had it lined up for the 2, and they kick it up and through. 25-14, Roper. You give him a second chance, and he makes you pay as Williams scores his 8th touchdown of the season. 25-14, Oregon. And Williams on that 14-yard touchdown reception, his 8th touchdown of the season, and that puts Oregon on top 25-14.
Well, the Ducks did exactly what they wanted to do, coming out and establishing.
See the kick, and there will be no return. Well, the answer, Cornelius Bennett, Alabama, 1986.
That was my guess. I know that.
Oregon with a 25-14 lead. We'll see what Matt Grothe and South Florida can do. They have big play capability. They go play action to the flat. It's caught. Johnson. 2nd down and 1. Shotgun Grothe. Out of the pocket, can run. Watch out. 30. And then trots out of bounds at the 34-yard. Notre Dame quarterback in the Crimson Tide Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
The best thing about that play is that I don't remember much about it.
Little trickery. Around comes Johnson. Ball's loose. Oregon recovers at the 37.
Taurus Johnson knows better than that. Look at how he's carrying that football coming around the corner right there. One hand on the ball. That is not going to get you any points in the positive fashion from your coach.
After the fumble recovery, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 49 of the defense spiking the ball. It'll be Oregon's ball following a 15-yard penalty.
Injured player is Patrick Chung, one of the team captains on the defensive side. Well, Steve, we just saw the record penalty for the Sun Bowl. Roper slings it out to the flat. It's caught. Dixon, and good pursuit. Ben Moffitt covered a lot of turf. In motion, Pflugrad. Now drops back behind Roper. Roper slings it hard to the 40-yard line, and another reception by the Ducks.
In the pass game.
Strong now with 3 receptions, 36 yards. As Roper goes shotgun, flies out of the pocket, drops it up top and out of bounds. Now a timeout. And the Ducks with the 25-14 lead, led by the redshirt freshman Justin Roper. Sets up the screen. Watch out, Jonathan Stewart out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Well, what I want to see is, I want to know why Oregon on this play. Watch how they set this screen up. It's set up perfectly well. And watch when Jonathan Stewart gets up. But look at this. No one in front of him. They had nothing but green grass for 20-25 yards.
Incomplete on the one hop. Steve, I'm amazed at the poise of Roper in this ball game.
Well, he looks very much under control. He's not rattled a bit. Taking a few shots and still standing strong in there.
From the shotgun, the handoff, the quick pop up the middle. So the physical play beginning to take its toll. Roper, touchdown, Oregon, Dixon.
The roll to the right, get everything moving right side and drag Ed Dixon, number 83, across the field.
3rd touchdown catch of the season for Ed Dixon. The extra point is through the uprights. All of a sudden, an Oregon explosion, and the Ducks lead 32-14. Matt Grothe, 3 wideouts, near side. Grothe stands in that pocket, throws in traffic. It's picked off. Forget it. Touchdown, Thurman. Evenson punches through the extra point. Thurman, with his 5th interception of the season, runs it back 25 yards.
Well, what happened right here with Matt Grothe? He thought he had a nice clean throw, but Walter Thurman steps in from the outside. Matt Grothe didn't even see him.
And all of a sudden, Oregon, 21-point third quarter and 7:25 to play. And the Bulls will not bring it out. This drive will start at the 20, 1st and 10. Pressure, Grothe in trouble. Spins out. Oh, he's still on his feet. Pumps. Still on his feet. Dropped at the 10 and a fumble.
Well, I can't believe he got out of the first pressure that he gets right here. He's got 2 guys that have a good shot at him, and then Kevin Garrett comes over and finishes off the deal. And almost another tragedy for South Florida.
Defensive pressure really picked up here in the third quarter for Oregon. Ducks stun up front. Grothe throws over the middle. 3rd down and 8. Shotgun, Grothe. Bulls need a 1st down. Stands, now runs out of the pocket. Got a big man in front. Sets those feet, throws up top. Picked off at the 40.
I just don't know. He's not open up the field. You're thinking, well, give him a chance to make a play. I just think it's a little bit too early to get desperate.
Bird with his 2nd or 6th interception of the season. Roper runs out of trouble, dumps it off, incomplete.
Fake mask, 5-yard penalty. Number 27, penalized from the previous spot. Repeat 1st down.
There's no mystery to that. You turn the ball over, you're going to lose. Today, those 2 interceptions and the fumble by Taurus Jackson, they've really hurt the team.
Stewart, the handoff.
With Oregon completely in control, I think they're going to probably feature number 28 pretty significantly here.
Up the middle, big hole. Driving forward again is Stewart.
And be more effective in doing so.
Over 200 yards now for Stewart. Roper throws, caught, 10, 5, out of bounds. Pflugrad at the 1-yard line.
The play call right there, the play action away after a good run the play before. And your motion man, Aaron Pflugrad, the true freshman, whose dad is the wide receivers coach, and Dennis Dixon loves it too.
1st and goal. Oh, what an offensive output here by Oregon. And the fumble on the snap. Roper covers up from the 7-yard line. Roper, play action, rolls near side, throws, incomplete.
He was wide open, too. The ball is thrown. You're going to see it's behind Jones. He cannot make the turn to make that catch, but wide open. And that, you know, that's just one of those things. Roper's made a lot of really good throws today. That was not one of his better ones. You'd like to have that one back. That should have been 4.
On 3rd and goal. With a slip pass up the middle, walking in, touchdown, Stewart.
Offside. Defense. Penalty is declined. Touchdown.
And you have to tip your hat to Justin Roper. First collegiate start, Sunbowl. There's 1, and there's 2. 4 touchdowns on the afternoon for Justin Roper.
And you got to give the kid credit. He's played very, very calm and cool and collected, made good decisions all day long. Also, need to give a lot of credit to Chip Kelly, Mike Bellotti, and that staff, though, for creating really, really good opportunities to make those throws and make those.
Now you look at the Sun Bowl record book, and another record has been set. Oregon scoring 28 points in the third quarter. That surpasses in 1984, Maryland and Tennessee put 22 up. Grothe out of the pocket, slings it near side, out of bounds. No mistakes for Roper. Grothe runs out of the pocket.
The clock now becomes a factor for sure.
Under 3.5 to play in the third quarter. Grothe throws complete.
Walter Thurman and Jarris Bird. That was a fantastic read by Walter Thurman, coming up and reading that quick pass out there.
Line drive, Bird, 36, falls forward to the 38-yard line.
I think everybody will agree the people of El Paso have made this very enjoyable for everyone.
Yeah, terrific time. Roper the handoff. Well, the numbers beginning to really pile up. Roper, nearly 180 yards passing, over 200 yards rushing for Jonathan Stewart. Those who have combined for 5 touchdowns.
Just really solid football. There's not been one time during this game where you felt like Oregon did not know exactly what was going on.
Stewart back in, carries a pile.
And to come out and carry this rock the way that he's carried it today, and to answer the bell, to take some of the pressure off the redshirt freshman Justin Roper, absolutely spectacular.
One more time.
Wow.
More history today. Stewart, first player in Sunbowl history to rush for over 200 yards. Tough Tony Dorsett, Thurman Thomas, they've run on this field.
Good answer.
Got an injured South Florida player down. A tough road for Kentucky so far this season. High hopes. New head coach. Tubby has moved on to Minnesota. And now Billy Gillespie under the direction at Kentucky. There's another flag drop.
Number 83, penalty is declined.
You want to be there for one more play at least.
Right, you can't fumble if they get a holding call and you don't get hit.
3rd down 11. Draw. Crenshaw. Oh, what a third quarter for Oregon. Good snap. And with the wind behind him, Cyree boots that ball out of the end zone. Grothy will tuck and run. You know, Grothy got up, and we saw him momentarily, and the eyes looked to be a little glazed, and then he just went down
because of his running style. But you'll watch this one. I think it was Matthew Harper, number 20, coming in right there. That was Kwame Ajiman. And he got up and then said, wait a minute, something is not right. I'm going to sit down and think about this for a second.
Welcome back, El Paso, Texas. Good news, Matt Grothy is up after taking a wicked shot on that last play. He'll go to the sideline, 2nd down and 6. And Grant Gregory, the junior from Athens, Ohio, checks in. Took a few warm-up passes on the sideline while Grothy was down and throws complete to Jesty Hester. And Steve, moments ago.
Yeah, I mean, this is a shot that he takes a direct hit to the helmet and the shoulder right there. It was a very violent hit, and I'll tell you, Matt Grothy, to his credit, he is a tough guy. He tried to get up and get back to the huddle, but it just wasn't right.
Well, even more difficult to bring him back in a 46-14 ball game. Ball is tipped and intercepted.
Grant Gregory standing strong in the pocket, trying to make a throw, make a play. Gets tipped up in the air. And Amari Jackson.
Roper remains at quarterback. Hands off. Stewart still in the ball game, running near side, and then steps out of bounds.
Control the ball game, as we should say. You know, you're cashing in on your opportunities. When the other team makes a mistake, you make them pay.
And the defense, of course, has come up big as well, scoring a couple of touchdowns in this second half. Stewart, 258 yards here at the 74 Sunbowl. High snap brought down by Roper. It's good to be 6'6". Crenshaw weaving his way.
It equals to 24 carries, 258 yards, over 10 yards a carry. Plus he has that screen pass he took in for a touchdown as well. 2 scores. Fantastic day for Jonathan Stewart.
2nd down 8. Roper play action. Oh, a little underhand toss.
Watch the, I guess the word would be laxity of Justin Roper's body here, the way he jumps around and stretches, and that ball's flipping all over the place.
Well, 6'6", 205. He is really impressed here in El Paso. Drops it off. It's complete to the tight end. You look at the total yards today. We'll try a field goal from the 20. This will be a 30-yard kick. And it's up and good.
Yeah, you got to just tip your hat to Oregon and the job that they've done coming out this second half and really just taking control of this game.
And Murphy will have to take a knee 9 yards deep in the end zone.
I give him a good solid A right there. I mean, I think he's done a super job of managing this football team.
Mike Ford, the ball carrier.
Really, I felt they were going to be prepared for this ball game.
Under 12 minutes to play. Ball batted down. Line of scrimmage.
We talked about the Big Four earlier. The Big Four from Florida. If it's legitimate, I do definitely think it is legitimate. They had wins, as we said earlier this year, over 3 conference champions. Big East, they beat West Virginia. From Conference USA, they came out and they played and they beat Central Florida. And then from the Sunbelt Conference, they beat Florida Atlantic. No other team has beaten 3 conference champions.
Gregory on the run. Takes a pop and slides past the 30 to the 31-yard line.
And today they have 37 yards rushing. Oregon has just come out and slammed the door right from the get-go. And you got to give them credit.
Quick throw.
They had to abandon the run.
From the shotgun goes Gregory. Stands in the pocket, flushed on the run. Has room at the 40, 45, 50, and stays in bounds. First down. And that father-son combo as we hit the 10-minute mark of the 4th quarter. Gregory pulls that ball back in and is dropped.
This Oregon team has just had no let-up. They smelled blood early in the 3rd quarter, and they just kept pouring it on, and it's still going on right now.
Gregory on the rollout, throws it up top, and drops incomplete.
Pass interference. Defense penalized 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first
I'm
down.
not going to touch that question, but I will say this. It depends on who you ask.
That's true.
Obviously.
Draw play. Jamar Taylor driven back.
This is an Oregon team that, after 9 games, was in position to make a run at the national championship. 3 straight games, and then having to stew over it for a month and going to a game that really doesn't figure into the national championship picture. Very disappointing for them. They've played with a chip on their shoulder all day today.
Gregory throws up top to the end zone. Incomplete.
Before Dennis Dixon went down, you just see their whole body slump. It's like whenever they're forced to think about it, the memories all come flashing back to them. And they really wanted to try and set the record straight here today that they are a good football team. And in the midst of all this, Mike Bellotti has found himself a pretty good young quarterback in Justin Roper. And he is a tall, skinny guy, but boy, he sure has looked good today.
And a timeout from the 25-yard line of Oregon. Gregory on the quick throw and a first down. Torres Johnson. South Florida averaging nearly 36 points a game throughout the regular season. Today they've been held to 14 in Oregon.
I agree 100%. Jim Leavitt, his team will be back. They've learned a lot. They are legitimate. There's no doubt about it. Today just wasn't their day.
Gregory out of the pocket, looks at the end zone, pulls it back, throws again, touchdown. First touchdown in the career of A.J. Love. Alvarado kicks it up and good.
And Craig, it's Dennis Dixon here. Keep him busy on the sideline. You're trying to signal in the plays here and being a mentor. How important is it for you to just stay involved in the game?
It's good. I mean, I had this brought upon me when I was growing up too. Kellen Clemens guided me through the process, and I just figured I'd just return the favor.
Now, Justin Roper didn't seem nervous going into this game. What did you tell him before this one?
Tell him just to have fun. I mean, stay calm, cool, and collected. I mean, just go and practice. It's nothing. It's nothing but practice. People filled up the stadium. That's all.
What is he doing right this afternoon?
I beg your pardon?
What is he doing correct this afternoon?
Not turning the ball over, which is good, which is giving us a shot to make plays.
Now, you actually partially tore the ligament in your knee in the Arizona State game, then played in the Arizona game before you actually went down. You made that decision. If you had to do it all over again, would you still make that decision?
I'd make it again. I don't regret anything. I mean, at that point, I felt as if my knee was stable. I felt confident on the first score touchdown, running touchdown. I mean, it's just one freak accident, that's all.
Dennis, thank you. Good luck in the future.
Thank you.
People forget, injured at the during the Arizona State game, and that knee buckled again and gave way against Arizona November 15th, taking one of the top premier quarterbacks out of the game. And you look at, Tebow, of course, a Heisman Trophy winner. 10 games for Dixon, 12 for Tebow. I mean, Steve, and many coaches that we talked to and players would say had Dixon stayed healthy, in their minds, it could have changed the outcome of the Heisman vote.
Looking back at it, there's really no way to tell. But you have to understand, too, this number right here, 10 games, really was just 9 games and a quarter of that 10th game. So he would have had 3 more full games. I think, in my opinion, Oregon would be one of the teams right up there with a chance to play for the national championship. And I guarantee you that the voting for the Heisman Trophy would have been a lot more interesting. I think Dennis Dixon would have been right in the middle of it without a doubt. Did. I mean, the way the system is set up right now, you can't lose a game late in the year or you don't have a chance. But point being about Dennis Dixon, when he was playing, when he was healthy, this Oregon ball club was as good as anybody in the country, and they're sure playing pretty well today too.
Well, Cody Kemp is now checked in for Justin Roper in relief.
One last point though on Dennis Dixon, just to talk about. This is the kid that the more I learn about him, the more I read about him, the more I understand that there's a lot more to him than what you see on the field. He's a happy kid. He's a 3.4 student, academic All-American. He's got his priorities right, and he's going to come out of this okay. He's young enough to where this injury, there's a lot of guys that might lose some confidence coming off an injury like this. He's going to be back, and he's going to have the option to play both football and baseball, drafted by the Atlanta Braves.
Don't forget, yeah, terrific baseball player. And he'll have that decision to make.
And you got to just say today was definitely their day.
Syrie with the punt, angles to the corner. It's taken down by Edwards at the 5, at the 10, and then steps out of bounds around the 13-yard line. South Florida with the football. And let's check out our Ruby Tuesday player of the game. Who else but Jonathan Stewart? I mentioned the 253 on the ground, also a touchdown by air, the career high today of 253.
Could have made a case for Justin Roper, the job he did today, but the key, we said it in the open, interception.
Watch out, clear sailing, touchdown, Oregon. Final game of the season. They're going 5 and 6 deep with Oregon's defense, and South Florida's also used a lot of players that rarely see action.
Grant Gregory going down, tries to throw a pass, and that's DiVincenzo, a guy who I think it's safe to say hasn't been a big part of their defense during the course of the season, but right there showing he can play too. And boy, what a thrill for him to catch that pass and take it in for a touchdown.
A moment in time he will never forget.
No doubt about it.
Well, another Sun Bowl fact, 56 points scored today by Oregon. That's a new Sun Bowl record. Kick is short at the 5-yard line. Johnson racing, turns on the jets and crashes down at the 32-yard line as we look down on the Sun Bowl. And could not have enjoyed a better day. I mean, blue skies, 54 degrees as we kicked it. It got into the low 60s this afternoon. Beautiful
Sunny
day.
Today. It was absolutely picture perfect all day long.
Gregory will tuck and run out of a tackle or two.
The final point being
Grothy's
the takeaways
wheels.
from Grothy's wheels. Take away Grothy's wheels. He was really never a factor than a few plays in that first half. Came out and made a couple plays with his feet.
I got a feeling they're sneaking on the sideline. I got a feeling that the bucket's coming for Mike Bellotti.
Yeah, is he going to sniff it out?
Heads up. Got him. Got him. Clock running. Celebration on the Oregon sideline. And Steve, the Ducks will go to 9-4 on the season.
For Oregon to end it on a positive note after the last 3 games. Great way to end the season for them. You know, these are both teams that are going to be right in the middle of it. They really do roll out the red carpet for us every year, and we are much appreciative of that.
That punt will bounce into the end zone.
Dennis Dixon, now he's going to be moving on to the next level. You've got the opportunity to see Justin Roper, who's gonna be the factor to step in for Oregon when it all gets down to it next year. You will see how they can respond to life without Dennis Dixon. I think today was a pretty good start for him.
Yeah, that quarterback battle will be interesting come spring football, especially the way that Roper performed in this ball game.
Well, lost in the shuffle of all this was the fact that Nathan Costa, who was a sophomore quarterback, who would have really gotten a chance to play when Dennis Dixon went down after Brady Leaf got hurt. He's the kid that blew his knee out in practice and never got a chance to see the field, and that was what given really Justin Roper his opportunity to play today. So the two of them, I'm sure, will have a nice competition going into next year.
And the snap taken with 5 on the play clock on the keeper. So Kemp set to take what should be the final snap of the Sun Bowl. On the keeper, stumbling to the 45. And they're going to keep the clock running. That's it. Oregon wins the 74th Sun Bowl, 56-21.